So I don't want to just give you guys an overpowered class like I always do. I want to give you guys the complete breakdown of the Striker 45, the UMP 45, and tell you guys what this gun is good for, where it's good at, what ranges you should really be using this gun for, and how to actually get a lot more kills using the Striker 45. So guys, check it out. We're going to go into the overpowered class after this, and let's get straight into it. What is up, guys? My name is Nick and welcome back to another Modern Warfare video. Today we're going to be going over the Striker 45 and we're going to talk about every single thing and every single place this gun is good for, all the situations and all that kind of stuff. So first off, we're going to go straight into the damage. I want to talk about this because it's the most important subject in terms of picking out which weapon you want to use. Now the Striker 45 does 34 damage per shot to the chest and the stomach. That makes it a 3-shot kill in the chest. If you guys are accurate and you hit all 3 shots right there, you should be able to kill the enemy with just 3 bullets. Then we go over to the limbs. This is only a 30 damage to the legs and to the arms. It doesn't matter if you shoot the feet, the hands, the shoulder, anything like that. Wherever the limbs are, you're going to be doing 30 damage, which is pretty good. It's not that bad considering, and this makes it a 4 shots to kill because 3 shots will only give you 90 damage. So you have to get that extra shot on. So it takes it to 4 shots, which isn't that great, but it's not something we should be arguing with. It's still pretty good. And then we get to the headshots, and that's where this gun really shines with 55 damage to the head with every single bullet, making it only a 2-shot weapon to kill to the head. So if you guys could hit those headshots, you will be knocking people out really damn fast with this weapon. Now it does shoot very, very slow. It only has 600 rounds per minute as its fire rate, making it one of the slower SMGs in terms of fire rate. But this does help the gun stay more stable and keeps it on target, which is kind of something that you could argue is better for the weapon, but the fact that it does shoot out at 600 rounds per minute isn't that great. When you have other SMGs in the game that shoot out at 950 rounds per minute, that's 350 more bullets per minute when you compare it to this weapon here. And I would say the average for SMGs is anywhere between 7 and 850, so 600 is definitely on the lower side. But then we go to the ADS speed. Again, this isn't something that I would actually give a positive to this gun. It's not the worst ADS speed. It is still faster than a lot of weapons in the game, but when you compare it to the MP5 and MP7, it's not that good. So the ADS speed is at 0.172 milliseconds, which again is slower to the MP7 and MP5, who drop in at a 0.166 milliseconds. Now it's not much of a difference. It's a 0.08 or 0.06 difference, I should say, in terms of milliseconds, but it still makes a huge difference to the weapon. So this gun is starting to feel a lot more like an assault rifle than it should. Now I will talk about the range and all that kind of stuff. So what you guys see on screen right now, this is the max 3-shot range for this weapon, which is quite common for most SMGs in the game. They all kind of have the same 3-shot range, but anything behind this line that you guys see right here turns the gun into a 4 shots to kill range. So you got to hit 4 bullets on the enemy when you get a little further in order to actually kill them and take them out a lot easier, which isn't that bad. And the further you guys get, the more I recommend you start tap firing with this weapon, and we're going to get into that in a second. First, I want to talk about the idle sway, which is very good on this weapon. It's a very low idle sway, meaning you will be able to aim directly where your crosshair dot is lined up within 2% of the target. So every time you aim in at the target where your little dot is, you should be right there. You can see the gun, it barely moves when you're aiming down sights. Now the hip fire spread is something I really like on this weapon right here. So when you go and hip fire this gun up close, it's really damn good. You guys can see it on screen. The shots barely go out of the circle, out of the crosshairs, and that is something I always want to recommend to you guys. When a gun does something like this, you always want to hip fire when you're up close. You don't even want to waste your time aiming down sights, especially on this weapon that has a longer ADS speed. You want to just start hip firing as soon as you can. Then when you get to the longer distances, that's where it kind of drops off a little bit, and you guys can see it on screen right there. It hits the target the first few shots and then it misses like crazy. But let's talk about the actual recoil now. And the recoil without any attachments is very similar towards the recoil with attachments. So this one, they both go up and towards the left. And as you guys can see, it's not much of a recoil. It's pretty much exactly like barely an inch or two higher than where you begin shooting. And then this could be easily controlled. As you guys see right here, I'm barely touching my joystick and it's so easy to control it. So that is pretty cool as well. And before we get into the overpowered class, I just want to talk about one more thing right here, and that is that when you guys get out longer distances, you should definitely be tap firing this weapon instead of shooting, instead of holding the fire. You guys can see right there, as I'm tap firing, you're pretty much on target. Only one bullet ended up straying away from the target, and then when you hold the fire at those distances you guys are going to see on screen, it's really bad. Like just a few bullets stayed on target and then everything missed. And I was really trying to control that recoil, so everything missed practically. And the last thing is that it holds 25 bullets, which kind of sucks, especially considering this gun has a longer reload time. Like the reload time isn't that bad, but it's a little above average, making it 25 bullets kind of sucks. Now let's talk about the overpowered class that I came up with this weapon. Now for the barrel, you have 3 options, and one of them gives you damage, range, and all that kind of stuff, but it's not as good as the barrel that I ended up choosing for this one, which is the 400mm stainless steel. This gives you damage range, it gives you bullet velocity, and it gives you recoil control, making it so that you guys can get those 3-shot kills at a longer distance. Thank God for that. And the only thing wrong with this is your ADS speed is slower, which kind of sucks, and your movement speed is slower as well, which isn't that bad because you still run on an average speed for most SMGs with this class as well. Now you could also choose to run the other barrel, which gives you ADS speed and all that kind of stuff, but I really wanted to go for that damage so we could get 3 shots to the chest at further distances. The next one is going to be the laser, the TAC laser. This gives you ADS speed, aiming stability, and aim walking steadiness, making your laser visible when aiming down sights. But the reason we chose this was mainly for the ADS speed. I definitely didn't want this gun to have a slower ADS speed with the barrel on, so we had to get it back to the average ADS speed of 0.172 milliseconds with this right here. And then going on to the next attachment, we're going to be using the stocks XRK Gen 3 Survivalist series. Now this one only gives you ADS speed. That's all we get out of this attachment, and it does take away some aiming stability, which doesn't matter. You guys saw the recoil pattern on this weapon. It's not bad whatsoever. But the reason we wanted this attachment was just for that ADS speed. We definitely want that ADS speed back up, and this does help it out a lot. So putting that, it's a little higher than 0.172 milliseconds now. I would probably say it's closer towards 0.162 milliseconds in terms of ADS speed, which is not bad. It's kind of better than the stock MP7 and MP5, which already aim in pretty quickly. Now the underbarrel, we're gonna go and run the Commando foregrip for that recoil stabilization, just in case you're going for those real long shots and you decide to hold the fire instead. It'll be a lot easier to stay on target rather than tap firing and hoping you hit all those shots. It also gives you aiming stability, which really does help out as well. That little weapon sway that you guys have, it's gonna be a lot more stable, meaning that you guys aren't going to be swaying around and missing targets or anything like that. It does take away movement speed, but that's kind of worth the sacrifice for those long distance gunfights. Going to the last attachment on this class, we're going to run the rear grip FTAC 60 series polymer. Now I've not ever used this one. I used to use the other FTAC, the G50 or G05 or something like that, but this one is a lot better. This one gives you aiming stability and it gives you aim walking steadiness, so this makes this gun even more of a laser at those long distances. Like this gun is already good at distance and it makes it even more of a laser, like very damn accurate with this attachment right here. Now it does take away some aim walking movement speed, meaning you're probably going to be walking a little slower with this weapon, but it's all worth the sacrifice. Now there's one thing I really wish I could have put onto this class, and that is sprint to fire speed, but I decided not to put any attachments that give you sprint to fire speed because I felt this gun is better from mid to long range. If you're going to be using this gun, you want to use it in those distances. You don't want to use it just for close range because you're probably going to get smacked by the MP5, but if you are using this weapon for close range and you get into a lot of close range gunfights, start hip firing before you even aim down sights, and you guys should be able to kill people pretty easily. So this class right here, I recommend it for mid-range. It's a very good SMG. just not better than the MP5 and probably not better than the MP7 as well. So really use this gun if you just enjoy it and you want to have a lot of fun in the game. That is it. I hope you guys like the stats. If you did, if you guys could drop a like on this video, I would truly appreciate that. I didn't ask for a like at the beginning, so whoever made it this far into it, go ahead and drop a like and let me know down in the comments below if you made it this far. All you gotta write is blue banana. That is it. Just write blue banana in the comments below so I can know you guys made it this far. And not only that, it's gonna confuse everyone down in the comments as well. If they're reading it and a couple of people write blue banana, they're gonna be like, the hell are these people talking about? And it's all worth it. Subscribe to the channel if you guys made it this far as well, and turn on those notifications. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.